We want to welcome everybody to the Tune webinar with Alan Lovelace of RPM Pizza. We just are very pleased, Alan, that you were willing to join us today. And in preparing for this call, we covered a lot of different bases of content, and it just continues to pique my interest. Your work with RPM Pizza, the vast history that you have in this space. And so thank you so much for making your time today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Sarah and Jim. It's an honor to be with you today to share, the success we've had with Tune over the last 4 years. It's been a great journey. I began my journey with Domino's just 30 years ago. I like to say at the age of 5, that is not true. Domino's has grown to be the #1 brand. And with your help, we're working to also lead the charge in a healthy environmental footprint. And so we appreciate what you've done to support that.
I can't wait to unpack all the details. When we think about our relationship with RPM, at this point with RPM and other Domino's, Tune is actually installed in over 575 stateside Domino's, and we have a few international installations as well, which is quite impressive. And I would actually attribute much of that adoption to the work that we have done with you guys, and that you have so graciously shared with your other franchise holders the impact that we've had. Alan, tell us in this process of adoption, give us a peek behind the curtain, basically, of what adoption looks like for you guys, because I know that it is in depth. It is not just a one and done. Give us a little bit of a picture, of what that looks like with RPM Pizza.
Sure, absolutely. You've made it easy to endorse the product. I would say not just for businesses, which we talked about, but also for friends in their homes. We've got team members across our stores that you saw on that previous map, as we have 180 stores in 5 states, and Tune is in every single one of them. And so as we talk about the process for RPM Pizza, we're very picky when it comes to our pilot and rollout process. Most food chains have this concept that people who are managers in stores know it's a flavor of the month. Leadership's going to pass by. They're not going to do that next month. You don't have to really worry about it. And that's the approach that we try to break at RPM Pizza. We actually have a team that has a representative of every department, including operations, that meets every other week. We call it the Op Squad. Sounds cool, but what it really means is if you want to test something and it's going to impact operations, we are the gatekeeper. There is a large form you have to complete. You have to do a business case analysis. You have to tell us what you're going to pilot, what makes it a success. In this example, what makes a success is the actual utility savings, and not shutting the store down during conversion was another success factor. And we also want to make sure we isolate the variables. We had to define how we were going to do that, whether it be the equipment replacement during that time frame, isolating the weather, the change not just from this month, this year to the same month last year, but also what was the weather conditions. And it was a very easy process, not just at the stores, but at my house. So I started at my house, and let me tell you, with 6 kids, I went from, panicking every time they left the lights on to saying, I don't care, just fine. It's we're saving money through Tune. I switched to LED, and so it's helped improve the quality of life at my house even. But I really, it's the team approved it hands down. And the impact to operations is so minimal. It's not like when you replace LED lights in a parking lot, which can be a lot more intrusive and a lot more costly. So it was very successful, and Tune really helped us with normalizing the weather, and did a lot of work there to make sure that it was like for like. We made sure that no equipment was replaced at these locations. that would have impacted during the timeframes of testing. So I felt really confident about our testing phase. And even though I began in Domino's in making pizzas myself, I am an industrial systems process engineer. So I do understand how to validate and make sure that the processes are seamless and legitimate.